my God, guys, I just finished watching Monday Night Raw not too long ago, but good 30 something minutes ago. And what a pleasant surprise. Johnny Gargano has made his return to WWE. I mean, my goodness, I tell you, there's been so many returns as of late. And I'm like, man, Trips, slow down. Like this era, man. It's been so many returns, but I tell you, this return, in general, I mean, it's been a lot of returns lately. I talked about Kenny in AEW, but I tell you, this was a present supplies surprise. I did not expect to see this. Um, there were teases that when they had their show in Cleveland that maybe he would return in. You saw Tommaso Ciampa actually use the Gargano escape on Bobby Lashley in that match that they had about 2 weeks ago for the United States title. And you even saw Corey Graves reference to Johnny Gargano when he said reference to their team when he said you got to do it yourself. Sometimes you got to do it yourself. So you even seen the reference, and man, this was a great way to see him come back. Absolutely, you just hear his music playing, Rebel. Everybody's like, "What?" And we're in Toronto, and it was great. He gave a heartfelt promo. He said he had some time to sit at home. He's been gone for the last 9 months, taking care of his son. Mentioned, how much he's missed the fans. How he had a lot of time to think of where he would go. He didn't even think he would honestly wrestle again. And, it was a really heartfelt promo seeing him come back. You could tell he was happy. You could tell that, you know, it was a decision that he weighed out the options, man. After he left in December, spent all that time he had his son, you know, him and Candace, taking care of it and stuff. So it was really good reference to see him back. And then you see Theory came out, and Theory, he kind of mocked Johnny, saying how, because Johnny said, how he realized that it was his dream, to be United States champion, to be Intercontinental champion, to be the WWE champion. And he said that, dreams, he said, I betted on myself, and this stuff can become true. And you work hard at it, you can make anything happen. And so he really gave a heartfelt promo coming out there. It's his reason for coming back, wanting to win those championships, wanting to win a gold, despite the fact that he was the first ever Triple Crown in NXT, the only three-time North American champion, a one-time NXT champion, a one-time NXT Tag Team champion alongside Tommaso Ciampa at DIY. He listed all those accolades that took place in NXT, but he said he was ready to do more. Ready to win some more gold, even, main event wrestler WrestleMania, and then out comes Theory, which you figure would happen, as a part of the way. Theory tells him, well, first he's happy to see Theory, but Theory's not so happy to see him. He says, all the stuff that you've been saying that you wanted to have, I already have. Like, I'm the youngest. I won the United States Championship, but I was the youngest United States champion. I won the Money in the Bank. A lot has changed in the last 9 months. He said, you know, he learned a lot from him, but now he could show him the way, or he could make his way out of the ring. It appeared as though they were gonna do their little hand five, but then Johnny super kicked them as Theory was asking for it. So that was a good little way to see that. I figured they would do that, being that you had their whole history in NXT, which was brought up. I love how now it's not being vanished away. You know, complete references to stuff like this, you know, and then also the fact that when Johnny came out, he even said, you know, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Johnny Gargano. You know, you had that chant when Theory came out where they were saying, "Who's your daddy?" referencing to NXT because you know the whole thing. It was kind of weird how it was. It was like Theory was like, I guess Johnny's son-in-law. I don't know because when Dexter got married to Indy, you had that whole thing. So it was kind of weird how it was. And we see Dexter is back, so you know who knows if he'll be a part of the way. I mean, who knows if he'll have any interaction with Johnny down the line. So that'll be interesting. But they got something else going on with him. But yeah, that was a really heartfelt moment, guys. It was great to see him back. I really uh, did not expect this for him to just come out like this. Like his theme just played and he just came out. It was a nice little tease with him in Theory. And I'm interested to see, you know, where Johnny goes from here. I would love, you know, to see him and Tommaso, you know, not now because they got, you know, a lot with Tommaso and the Miz or whatever's going on with that. But, you know, futuristically, you know, these guys team up again and just Johnny be Johnny wrestling. You know, just have his great matches and stuff, and keep the pace and keep it going. I'm really curious to see that. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Um, and overall, you know, this was just a really solid Raw um, in Toronto. But I mainly want to come in here and talk about this. Trish Stratus also showed up in her hometown, had, you know, kind of promo with Bailey. Well, first of all, she came out to kick off the show after the brawl that Seth and Riddle had to actually start the show off, you know, and Bailey interrupted her and was telling her to get out, and you had that whole confrontation with Bailey and Bianca and and Trish, and then Alexa and Asuka, which they went on to take on Dakota and Io Sky um, in the semifinals of the tournament, which they ended up Dakota and Io ended up winning, beating Asuka and Alexa in a really decent match. The main event with Edge and Priest, Damian Priest was really good. To the point where it almost seemed like Priest was gonna win when he hit Edge with the stick from the steel chair. But Edge ended up kicking out. Edge actually busted out a Canadian Destroyer and on Priest and hit him with the spear for the win. It seems like they could be teasing perhaps a mixed tag with Edge and Beth and Rhea and Priest, Damian Priest or Rhea and Finn with the way how Raw ended when she saved Edge when he was gonna try to they were gonna try to hit Edge and take him out. So that was a really good way to end the show. But you know, um, a lot happened um, throughout the night that were pretty interesting. You know, even Finn had a decent match with Dolph Ziggler. He picked up the win against Dolph Ziggler. Kevin Owens had a huge pop, of course, even though I think he's from Quebec, Canada. But, you know, still, you know, the tease, slow tease of him and Sammy getting back together. He came out and answered Chad Gable's open challenge and, you know, beat Chad Gable in a decent match. Prevailed against him and Otis, and they tried to attack him after the match was over. So that was good for Kevin. Love this fight, Owens fight return for him. So, like I said, you just had a lot of, you know, Bailey has her first match since coming back from her injury, beating Aaliyah. It was also a hometown girl, but unfortunately didn't have much of a reaction. But she still gave it her best. She actually, at one point in the match, hit a Stratusfaction outside the ring on Bailey, which I thought was pretty good. But yeah, a lot happened. But I mainly just wanted to talk about this return of Johnny. Like, this was amazing. Really did not, see this coming. And then to top it off, like I said, you had Trish out there. Potentially, we could be seeing a match with her and Bailey. They were definitely teasing something with her, especially when she said she could come out of retirement. So, I mean, we saw Lita early this year face Becky, um, at the Elimination Chamber. So it wouldn't surprise me if they did that. And like I said, a little teaser at the end, Edge and Priest, Damien Priest, really good match they had with each other. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, Dexter attacked, actually kidnapped The Miz in the middle of his, match with Tommaso, teaming up with Ciampa against Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles, and then they took out Ciampa after this. Um, so that was a pretty interesting sight, man. But that's pretty much it, guys. So sign off right now, Master Flex. Like I said, it's great to see Tommaso back. I am just ecstatic that he came back. Um, and yeah, man, these returns are just off the charts right now. So, that's pretty much it. Sign off. Like, comment, subscribe,